Hey, welcome to the Podcast Domination Show, where we help you launch, grow, monetize, and dominate the podcasting space. This is a show where we believe that if you can get attention with your podcast, you can influence someone. And if you can influence someone, you can get them to take massive action. And if you can get someone to do that, you, my friend, can dominate. I'm Diaz, your host and founder of Podcast Domination, and I'm your guide. Let's go.
So what is going on, my friends listening to the podcast over at Podcast Domination Show on iTunes, everywhere else? What is going on, my friends, in the Facebook group, Podcast Domination VIP Inner Circle? We're going to be doing some rapid fire podcasts. So if you're listening to this on the podcasting side, you're going to hear just one of them. If you're listening to this in the group, probably going to hear all three of them. But anyways, let's just dive in. These are going to be really short, sweet, to the point tips that you can use to build a following, build your influence, things that I'm using right now, things that I'm going to do in the new year. This is the last day of 2018. I'm recording this, by the way. So, number one tip or hack or whatever you want to call it, this thing is going to help you accelerate your path, is learning how to get your cold email pitches opened by more people. So whether you're pitching a host or a guest, there's one simple trick or one simple tool you can use to get those opened more, and that is their own podcast. Or if you're pitching to get someone on your show and they don't have a podcast, I can guarantee you they've probably been interviewed by someone if they're anyone of influence. So what are you going to do to get them to get your email to open? And I guess let's step back and let's just say why this is important. And you have to look at it as something that's not going to happen all the time, but it's going to happen maybe, let's just say, 3 out of 10 times. And those 3 out of 10 times are going to really, really help you grow faster. So let's just say a big influencer, someone in your circle comes on your show that has a lot of followers that are your customers, your potential customers. What happens when they listen and they connect with you, and then that listener becomes a listener of yours? And then they start listening for 4, 5, 6, 7 months, and then they finally make a purchase on your product. That would have never happened had you never interviewed that person. I have people who come back to me and say, oh, I found you through that interview you did with so-and-so. Or, hey, remember when you interviewed that person? Yeah, I listened to your show. I found you then, and I listened to your show since then, and then I bought your product. Or then I hired you. Or, XYZ. I've had clients, I've had to go the other way too, where I've had someone who's following me, then I bring on someone of influence, and then they follow them, and the next thing you know, they're in their $20,000 coaching program. And it's simple. It's one interview, but it could lead to thousands of dollars in sales, new customers, new clients, all that stuff. So this is why it's important, because you never know where your next sale is coming from. You never know where your next customer is coming from. So being able to land these interviews, both as a host and as a guest, is huge. So here's how you're going to land these interviews. You're going to listen to their podcast, or you're going to listen to their most recent or actually all of their interviews, and find out the details of the things they like, maybe the sports team they like, maybe their birthday, maybe it's what their wife likes, maybe it's the fact that they have a son who plays hockey and he's on the travel hockey team, and a famous hockey trainer in town that you can actually get some tips from and send it to him. So in the email subject, it'll be, here's some tips to help your son in hockey. I know he's a goalie. If you're a dad who has a son in hockey who's a goalie, you're not going to not read that, right? So that is the simplest hack you can use. It's going to work more often than not because you're going to know insider information. But mind you, this is not like easy. It's going to take probably 2 or 3 or 4 episodes of you listening to them. A lot of it's probably going to be repetitive, but they're going to drop one thing, 1 or 2 details that are going to help you get your email read and opened, and hopefully land the interview. So that's what I've used in the past. It's what I use right now. I listen to a ton of interviews for some people, and I figure out, okay, what's the thing I can really zone in on here and use to my advantage, or figure out a way to help them with. And then you're already providing results in advance. You're already going to be on their radar if you do that, as opposed to just cold pitching them with the same generic stuff. So it does take some time. Like, you're going to have to dig through some interviews to find the 1 or 2 nuggets that they actually drop kind of offhandedly that you can use to your advantage. So that's one way you can get your cold emails read and opened and responded to. And without further ado, for those on the podcast, I'm going to sign off here. Be sure to check out the next episode coming out this week, and I will catch you later.
Hey, what's up? Lewis again, and I get asked this question a lot, so I wanted to answer it here for you in a unique manner. And that question is, Lewis, what exactly do you do? How do you help podcasters? What exactly do you and what does podcast domination really help with? Well, instead of me sitting here and telling you all the amazing stuff about us, I thought it'd be fun and interesting for you guys to hear what our clients are saying. So here you go. Please enjoy.
Lewis literally makes my life so much easier. All I have to do is record my content. I don't have to worry about editing it. I don't have to worry about writing show notes. I don't have to create any of my graphics to promote it. He literally does everything for me.
We hired Lewis to kind of help us set up podcasts, for us to put our content out and kind of grow our brand. And all I really have to say, it's been a huge success. It's been really easy. Lewis and his whole team have made the whole process easy, from setting it up originally, which with podcasts is kind of intimidating, and there's a lot of things that if you don't know a lot about the platform, that it's very time consuming. So Lewis made all of that easy.
In the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I was completely overwhelmed, confused, stressed out, because I went on YouTube trying to figure out how to set up a successful podcast. And actually going on YouTube, I was just bombarded by so much information that I just wanted to give up on the idea. And then I met a good friend of ours that introduced me to Lewis, and we hit it off. And he just said to me, it's really, really simple. I will take care of everything for you. I think what Lewis has done for me has made it seem so painless. He has took my idea and saved me money, he saved me time and energy, and more importantly, he's made my Persistence Factor podcast sound professional.
Well, I hope you enjoyed those sound bites as much as I enjoyed putting them together. If you have any questions about how we can help you grow, launch, or further your podcasting efforts, feel free to reach out to me at Lewis@Podcast Domination, or you can reach out to my team and ask them some questions. hello@podcastdomination.co. Both are .co. Just make sure keep that in mind. Anyways, I'll see you on the next episode. And until next time, keep dominating.